We gon' run it. Hit the field, blast off, watch 'em all fall. This is AFC North talk. Got me hype, it's about to be a touchdown. Got the Ravens, Steelers, Bengals, and the Browns. Are you listening? It's time to get it hype. Tune in when the season poppin'. Yeah, we going live. Hey, knock 'em out. Hey, first down, going hard. Yes, indeed. AFC North talk. Let's go. Hey, AFC North talk.
Welcome to another edition of AFC North Talk. Here we are on a beautiful Monday, December 1st. The year has flown by. We're going to go ahead and get it started real quick. Remember, Super Chats are open. If you want to say anything, it's here. Comments, questions, whatever. We're going to start with Ravens and...
Hold on, wait. Can we start by talking about how fucking butt cheeks this division is total? Like, we just confirmed it more than any other week we could have. This division, the aura is gone.
It's
over.
Gone.
It's over. We got the stadium.
Can we also talk about the profile picture that Ace is rocking with?
Yeah. We got Ace out here memeing Lamar up as 9, right? It's never been more over, boys. We stink. Yeah. We stink. We are bad. It doesn't matter who's in first place. It doesn't matter who's in last place. We are all not winning a Super Bowl.
The question here is it a 1-year blip and we're gonna all recover next year, or is it?
We've been screaming like internally on this podcast about certain things coming due for all of our teams, right?
Yeah.
Like it's been like Ravens have been screaming about this, the Steelers have been screaming about this, the Bengals have been screaming about this, the Browns have been screaming about this. I think the Bills coming due, and who knows how long it takes to pay off that debt, man. Like it's real.
Are we the new NFC South? Oh, the NFC South still hasn't recovered. That people
we're worse
still
because we had like 2 teams have really good quarterbacks, and we're still not impressive. Like that's crazy.
The Panthers left us, bro. It's nasty.
Yeah, that's nasty. That is nasty. Okay,
we can't even mention the NFC South is like a meme anymore, dude. They have like 2 teams better than us right now. And I think their third place team just lost to the fucking Jets. But guess who else lost to the Jets? The whole goddamn division is lost to the Jets.
No. Not the Steelers and the Ravens. The Ravens won.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody here played a closer game with the Jets than they needed to.
That is fair enough.
The Ravens. But no, y'all barely beat the Jets last week. Yeah, it's just goofy.
We won by 14.
Goofy division. Goofy fucking division, man. We suck. We are terrible.
Okay, Ace, I know. So Ace has some things coming up, so he cannot be here for long. We're gonna start Ravens and Bengals. Ace, I'm gonna give you the floor. That way you can say whatever, and then if you need to go, you need to go, and I'll go after you. I know for you it was a good day, definitely a good day. So I'll let you go.
It was a great day, man. It was a great day. Turkey Day, Thanksgiving. Bengals came back. It was the return of Joe Burrow. What I kind of expected from Joe, I know some people expected, him to come out super slow. I kind of expected him to come out like he did against the Vikings week 1. Did come out slow in that game from a quarterback standpoint. Obviously, he had to knock some of that rust off. But the Bengals offensive line, I think, and I've been saying it, this might be the best Bengals offensive line Joe Burrow has ever had to play behind from a protection standpoint. They're just doing their thing this season. I know that the Ravens pass rush has struggled at times, so that obviously played a factor. But the way that he was able to maneuver in the pocket in the second half, I mean, that's why we are so, I think, hope-filled when you have a guy like Joe Burrow, because he completely changes the offense from that standpoint. But the biggest thing that I got to talk about is the defense, man. The defense, I've talked about it on this show. They only play reasonable when they get turnovers in this kind of situation. For them to force 5 was just crazy. I don't know what was going on with the Ravens from that standpoint. Really was kind of shocked because, especially with this being a home game, I just would have thought that the Ravens would have come out, more prepared than they seemingly were in this game. I don't know what's going on with Lamar from that standpoint. Maybe it's the injuries. Maybe it's something from that standpoint. But the Bengals were able to capitalize on it. And it was frustrating at first because I'm like, bro, this should be a blowout in the first half. And the Bengals weren't capitalizing off of any of that stuff. Zach Taylor tried to Zach Taylor those turnovers and not get any points. based off of them. So I was a little frustrated, especially with the first drive. I definitely had the Taylor Bond tweet fired off. So that's how I felt about Zach Taylor when it came to that. But when you look at what the Bengals did in this game, I mean, you couldn't have played much more of a perfect game in the second half. They tried to keep Lamar and them off of the field. They played well on defense. They ended up doing a zero blitz a lot in this one. The Bengals defense, since they've come back from the bye, is a different defense. I'm not saying that they're going to be good or that they're average, but they're definitely better than the worst historic defense that they were coming out of the bye. So was really impressed with them. I mean, DJ Turner, I'm gonna just keep talking about he's playing amazing right now from that standpoint. It sucks that the defense is very young and it has played bad because he's getting overshadowed. But he had another good one in this one. But yeah, the Bengals did what they needed to do to claw back and get back into this race. The only thing that I'm wishing is you would have played Joe Burrow, last week against the Patriots or something like that. Now they have to try to be perfect. But them getting that division win is huge. They're gonna have to try to get two of them against Baltimore, and they got to let the chips fall where they may. Obviously, they got to play the Bills this week, but for Joe Burrow to come back and give them the spark that they needed, better late than never.
Yeah, look, this was a game. The Ravens have 5 turnovers. The Ravens defense, although if you haven't watched the game or did not watch the games, you see 30-14. You thought this defense gave up everything. This Chiefs defense was gas. The amount of times, not only we got turnover, we had a turnover, the fumbles that we had, but how early in drives were there, right? Because sometimes, I mean, even if it kills you a drive, you kept the ball forever and then you had a turnover. It's bad. When you just got the ball and you turn over the ball again, this defense was on the field. I think 2/3 of the game was time possession controlled by the Cincinnati Bengals. And it wasn't, they ran the ball well, but it wasn't because they were controlling the clock on running the ball. It was because they had sustained drives, follow the Ravens, get the ball, Lamar fumbles. This game, by the way, the only thing I put on the coach is how you don't have the Bill Belichick mindset. We talked about it a couple of years ago when Zay Flowers stretched for that touchdown in against the Chiefs in the playoffs. Boom, fumble. As soon as Likely hurled that guy, I thought he fumbled without anybody touching the ball. Because when he hurdled, he had the ball so high, it almost looked like it was starting to move. Why? Why? What are you doing in that point? Just take the first down in the 3 and the 2, wherever it was. Acting stupid. And so that's my only complaint with the coaching. That needs to be coached out of the players. Stop stretching. Bill Belichick had that mindset. Don't stretch unless it's a 4th down. No need. Live another down. What are we doing? And it has bite the Ravens multiple times. Even if I go way back, there's a game that we play against the Giants. And CJ Mosley, a little bit away from the back, intercepts Eli Manning. And he's stretching for a touchdown. Boom, fumble off the back of the end zone after it should have been a pick 6.
You would think the Zay Flowers thing would just be enough.
That's my point. For them to say, stop this shit. No, and then of everybody, Likely does it for every down. As he's falling down, he likes to stretch it out for every single down. Why, Likely? There's no point. Live another down. So, other than that, that's my only complaint on the coaching. Lamar Jackson was horrible, was terrible, pathetic. It was
been going on
bad.
since he's come back from injury. Is he okay? Like, what the fuck is going on there?
So a couple of things.
Are we witnessing what cooked Lamar might look like? Like, if he loses a half a step, like, is this it?
The problem with Lamar Jackson currently is, which I haven't seen since his rookie and not second year, but definitely on the rookie.
There were times, I think a couple of years ago, where we're like, oh man, Lamar looks like shit for like a month.
So in the rookie year and his second year, Lamar will miss people, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I will say how he will throw low. Specifically, in my opinion, he had a problem and he would throw everything low, right? Then by the year 3, 4, 5, he stopped. Darts.
He's become a much better passer since those first couple of years, for sure.
Yeah. So, but now this year he's missing people that are open, which is concerning. He doesn't want to run. He ran a couple times in this game. I said early in the year, especially after the Bills game, so obviously after the injury, how the read option has not been part of the Ravens game, which has been a staple since Lamar's been here, right? You remember Henry last year, read option, you keep it, you take. So that is not existent, but he has not been on point. Their first fumble looks like he's trying to escape the rush, and then you can kind of see like he wants to like push it to whoever was the guy on the flat. Boom, fumble. Stupid, unnecessary.
Yeah.
Then the other fumble he had, some people say it's incomplete, but in the replay you can see how he fakes it and he's trying to grab it, right? That's why replay's there. He's trying to grab it. So nobody touched it. Unforced fumble. The likely again that should have been a touchdown. And then Zay Flowers fumble one late. That was inconsequential. And then there was a pick, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember exactly how the pick was with Lamar Jackson. But yeah, there was a pick. It was just I remember. In the red zone. It was tip. And then he got picked. So the tip wasn't necessarily on him. Although I would have liked for him to fake it. But my point is, he looks flustered. This is probably the worst O-line that he has had. Different from Ace, we're here on the worst O-line that the Ravens have had. That's not gonna get better as the year goes. And he's missing everything. When he steps up to throw the pass,
yeah, he got Jalen Hurts disease.
Yeah, he's missing the guys. So what I was gonna say, Steve Smith talked about how for a hammy, you need 4-ish weeks to start rehab. And Steve Smith was saying how in 4 weeks, that's when Lamar came back to play. That's when rehab should have started. I don't know what it is, but my point is this always. If you're there,
you
have to play. If you're not healthy enough to play, then don't play. But if you're there, I need you to play. Because if you're being injured, it's gonna make you a quarterback that is a subpar quarterback. Then what are we doing here? They just don't play because it's not good for anybody at that point. Look, the Bengals play hard. They definitely play like they wanted it more. I was upset with the penalty that people were calling. I'm sure it was everywhere with the Zay Flowers. So obviously also the pendulum swings and you get those 50-50 calls. Those 50-50 calls weren't going for the Ravens that day. My biggest problem, I'll talk about it, it's not that the penalty was called. I actually have no necessarily problem with the penalty. I have a problem with the inconsistency of the calls. I can deal with shitty officials, right? that happens every game. If the shitty official is consistent, then you know how you can play. But when Jamar Chase is pushing off to grabbing the ball, which I have no beef with him doing that because that's what they're allowed, and Zay Flower does a smaller push-up and gets called OPI, that is my problem with that play. Regardless, as soon as likely fumble that started changing the momentum of the game, right? Because we already had one fumble. The defense was holding them. Think about their defense held them to 12 points and three turnovers in that first half and 12 points only given by the defense. Can't ask for the defense anymore. They were gassed. As the game was going, they were gassed because then you come in after halftime, right? With the ball, 3 and out. Defense back there, right? And then another turnover after. So we can nitpick the defense. Eventually they broke. They break, right? Eventually they break. But I can't blame them. I could say like, oh yeah, I would like a better pass rush? Yes. I would say so. Ace talk about the Cincinnati Bengals O-line. O-line was good. I would say the game plan when we were blitzing was even better. How they were doing max protect, right? And then leaking flats after that, just in case somebody was getting to Joe Burrow. That was great. But again, I would say the defense is not necessarily a problem. Lamar Jackson, the stupidity of likely that in itself That was the game that swung the momentum of the game. It likely scores there. We're 14-6, right? And the defense at that point is balling still, right? So the momentum could have hit. It was like a perfect storm. It starts trickling, and then the dam broke. So look, the Ravens, what do they need to do? They need to obviously not more stupid turnovers, but also Lamar Jackson has to play better. I said it on Twitter. Sorry. If we lose this game, it's all Lamar Jackson. There's no, like I said, other than that stretching for the touchdown that the coach should say, I don't want to see this at any given point. Live for another down. Unless it's a fourth down. So if it's a fourth down, it's whatever. But at any other play, I don't want to see it. Other than that, I thought the game plan was called fairly. I thought the if you go watch the 22, you will see receivers popping open. So Bengals fans will tell me, "Oh, the safe fly was open. Lamar couldn't get him the ball." This is what I'm saying. This is all Lamar. So and then Henry was not utilized, and people were criticizing the Ravens for that. Again,
I think we got to start talking about the Derrick Henry, Patrick Ewing in a Magic jersey meme right now, because Derrick Henry's had not a good year.
But the problem is he only rushed for 10 yards, not 10 yards, sorry, 10 attempts. The problem is, Jared, he had the touchdown. He had one of the touchdowns. Then he had a pass that he broke for like 30 yards, right? But they didn't utilize him because we get the ball again in the second or third plays, boom, fumble, right? Like the turnovers and the fumbles. Then the other play, the likely one, that was a big explosive play, boom, fumble. So Henry couldn't get involved in the game plan because we kept shooting ourselves in the foot. Okay. He had 10 rushes for 60 yards. I think 20 something of those yards was in the touchdown.
Longest 28, yeah.
Yeah. So,
which is like, look, to be fair to Derrick Henry, that's kind of been his MO since he's been in the league, which is like he gets stopped short a lot more than people think. It's just he can break off a 70-yarder, and then all of a sudden now he's averaging 8 yards a carry or something fucking insane like that.
Especially late in the game.
Yeah, when he wears you down.
Exactly. But in this game, he was no factor.
Throwing, you can catch him off guard. You get Derrick Henry running against like a nickel package, and it's fucking over, right? Yeah. Like, like
yeah. I mean, if you're the Bills last year in the regular season where you line up in nickel on the first play from scrimmage, you put Damar Hamlin of all fucking people in the box. Like 22 is going to stare at that and be like, oh, okay, yeah, sure, do that all game.
I'll Hamlin on the stretch, realizing you're the only fucking guy out there.
Like, does Sean McDermott think this is a fucking Disney movie where Damar Hamlin's the hero? Like, what are you doing?
Now, I would say this.
If watching like linebackers fly off because they're getting picked off by the guards, you're like, oh shit, I'm the guy. Yeah. No.
I don't know if the Steelers are going to play the same type of defense they were playing against Buffalo, where they were wanting to bounce out against the corner. And to be fair to Joey Porter, he was there making
Joey Porter played well last night, actually.
But if it is Derrick Henry running to you, it's a different beast than the Cook. Anyway, we'll talk about that game soon. What are you guys' thoughts about this game?
I got to pull up Lamar's last 3 games here because this is very
bad.
In his last 3 games, he has as many touchdowns as we do. So that's
considering these are teams that have combined to win like 8 games, right? Like the Browns, the Jets, and the Bengals. These are all bad football teams picking in the top 10 right now of the draft. And he's 55% completion, 0 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. I think 2 fumble lost, so 5 turnovers.
Yeah,
no touchdowns throwing the ball. He doesn't even have a touchdown running the ball. Only 48 rushing yards in 17 rushing attempts. He is averaging 2.8 yards per attempt as a rusher, as a quarterback. That is atrocious. Yeah. This ain't right. Like, this ain't Lamar. I don't know what this is, but the guy who started the season with 10 touchdowns, 1 interception, looking like he might win the MVP again, this is not the same guy that we're seeing right now. And something isn't right. And look, again, Cincinnati's defense is terrible. The New York Jets are not a good defensive unit at this point. And the Browns are a good defense, but the Browns give you so many fucking times to get the ball because their offense is terrible, especially in that game, that you should be able to put up points like they did in the first game versus the Browns. This is not Lamar. And if this is the version that the Ravens are getting from Lamar, they're not going to be an over 500 team. Like, this is bad football from the Ravens right now. And you almost wonder, and you know it's truly bad when I'm saying this, you almost wonder, like, would they be better off with Tyler Huntley? Because at least they could plan to not have a superstar at quarterback. Right now, they're trying to run superstar quarterback shit with the quarterback who's not capable of doing any of it right now. And maybe he gets better, healthier, and he looks a lot better. But man, I know this team was like had Super Bowl or bust odds, hopes this year. Right now, I'm not sure they're going to win the division. And it's not because I'm impressed with Pittsburgh.
Or the Bengals.
Or the Bengals.
There is a world, though, where the Bengals win out and the Steelers and Ravens both just kind of shit the bed, and the Bengals get in at 9
and in that world, Ace would be furious because that's
because Zach sticks around.
Unless they win the Super Bowl.
Huh?
Unless they win the Super Bowl. I mean, this year is a weird year. Think about the team that people were talking about as the best team before this last week. Was it the Rams? People were saying Rams looks like the most complete team, right? Go to Carolina. Matthew Stafford, remember, threw a couple picks. Like this year is one of those years. Like last year's Philly team, after week like 6 or 7, felt like shit. This team is hard.
Yeah,
like,
this is not
this team.
This is not Lamarvelous. This is not Action Jackson. This is Demetrius Jackson right now. This is just a guy out there in a Lamar Jackson jersey. Yeah, he looks like a shell of himself right now.
I agree.
Like, it's crazy what's going on. So yeah, I'm telling you, we get better play from Lamar Jackson's been outplayed by Dylan Gabriel as far as like quarterback rating goes. Tyrod Taylor, was that Tyrod Taylor last week that outplayed him technically? And then fucking Joe Burrow coming off turf toe? Like this is concerning, bro. Like the Bengals defense is not good, and we're out here just talking about like, oh yeah, well, you know, he didn't have a good game. He had a bad game versus a team that allowed Justin Fields to look like a god.
Yeah.
That's
like,
just like
and even doing that, like, so when the Bengals was it the first fumble, they got set up inside like the 3 and they couldn't score a touchdown. When that happened, I was like, okay, yeah, Cincinnati's not going to win this game. Like, if you can't score there, then that's just an omen of things to come.
Cincinnati get away with murder and win these games. This is so bad for Baltimore. Like, what's this going to look like if you play an actually good team? Now, thank God there's nobody who's really good in the AFC this year, so maybe it doesn't get bad for you. But
the Ravens schedule goes Steelers, Bengals, Patriots.
Oh, the Patriots might.
I think they play
Green Bay after that, and then the Steelers. Those are the last 5.
Like none of those are like guaranteed. Not to say that they're going to lose out, but like you can't just pencil in. You know,
I don't know. This feels like under 500, dude. Unless Lamar comes back and he's Lamar again. This feels like
I don't disagree with you, Q. If Lamar plays the way he's playing, I don't see us winning too many games. Because think about this, Jared. Right now, even against the Steelers, because I know you're down on your Steelers, but one of the things the Steelers can do is produce pressure. Why? If Lamar's not hitting their guy,
sure as hell good against Buffalo.
Okay, well,
if you can't score points on Pittsburgh can put up points on a given day. Like they have done that this season with at least Aaron Rodgers out there. So it's like, if this is what you're offering offensively, dude, your defense is not good enough to live like this. Like this is
I don't disagree. I think
it would be one thing if it was the 2023 Ravens defense, but it's not what they have right now.
No. They got Roquan Smith is like 30 pounds heavier. Like
Look,
it's not.
I actually don't want to, because again, I think the defense played.
Maybe Roquan's trying to play edge.
The defense got into so many bad positions when the Bengals were at least in the 30-yard already, and they stopped into a field goal. So I don't want to blame the defense. By the end of the game, again, the possession was crazy. Time of possession was insane. Usually that's what the Ravens done throughout all these years, right? Time of possession is heavily on the Ravens. not this game. And the
Yeah.
defense held until again there was a point that you can see them tired. Like you can see them physically just being exhausted.
You guys have Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson are putting up Browns numbers on offense right now.
Yeah.
Like that's bad.
It's been bad.
I wish
Like,
Keaton
what?
Mitchell was on my favorite team.
What's the last time the Ravens? Since Miami? Since the Minnesota games. Last time you guys scored over 17.
That's brutal.
No, we scored over 17 against the Jets.
Yeah, we've scored.
No.
over
They
17.
beat the Jets 23-10, right?
Jerry, you want to talk about brutal? The Browns have scored over 17 2 times this year.
I mean, and the Vikings, they've only scored 23 points in their last 3 games combined. So,
Oh,
yeah, that's bad.
They got no answers, dude. They
Zero.
might have to go back to Carson Wentz.
He's done for the year. He's hurt.
Oh,
they can't.
shit.
They're gonna have to sign CJ Beathard off the Lions practice squad.
Oh my god, they're gonna trade.
so
for
so
Anthony
Q.
Richardson.
Last two, so 14 was against the Bengals, but before that we scored 23 against the Browns, 23 against the Vikings, 27.
Oh, okay, 23 against the Browns. Yeah, that makes sense. And then 23.
So this was the lowest score that we have, 14, right? By far, yes, that's the lowest points total this year, 14 points.
14 points versus the Bengals, man. This team is giving up 300 something.
Wait, not true. When we had Cooper Rush, there was a game that we lost against the Rams, 17-3.
Oh, right.
Yeah, that
comes with the asterisk though of Cooper Rush though.
And then also Cooper Rush against the Texans, 44-10.
who somebody did pick. Somebody did pick Cooper Rush to be the backup.
Yes, that person should be fired.
You weren't randomly assigned Cooper Rush. That's crazy to me.
If the Steelers or Ravens win this division, then the first round exits. And that would be my guess. If Cincinnati comes all the way back and wins the division, I think that they could at least win a playoff game. Defensively, they're too I don't think they can make a run to the title game.
It
but if
looks
the offense
like
gets hot enough,
whoever wins this division will play Buffalo. Right, Buffalo looks like the 5th seed right now.
Dude, we're basically the division winner. They're gonna feed to fucking Ohio State.
Yeah, but think about
we are such a bad division winner.
If the Bengals played the Bills, I think I might pick the Bengals.
But think what I was gonna say. Think about how many times we have picked the NFC South to lose in that first round, because whoever's the 5th seed is that much worse, and then Buccaneers then win. Usually it's the Buccaneers, right? The 4th seed, because it's a home game, you never know.
Didn't Joe almost hurt his toe in this game?
Joe looked healthy. No, I didn't see him hobbling or anything.
He played well.
He played well. He moved well.
It's all
I don't have too much more to add other than Cincinnati's defense was opportunistic. Baltimore's offense is just very much in a flux right now.
I agree. Ray right here says all of Q's teams had a bad weekend, but which was worse? The Browns special team once again ruining the game for them. The Caps losing to the Tatumless Celtics, or Youngstown University.
Oh yeah, Yale
35-7.
Dude, fucking Yale, bro.
The first time they let the Ivy Leagues in the FCS playoffs.
You know what that's equivalent to, Sonny? That is the equivalent to if USC lost to Air Force in the playoffs after being up 35-7. Yes, that's what it's like in the FCS. That is exactly I'm sorry. If it means anything, we got to fire somebody, dude. I'm not about to come back and watch them have this fun, because it's a Luke Fickell associate that we have here, right? So he's got the dumb shit fucking plastered all over the back of the hoodie. It's fee iron, all this shit. It's man, get the fuck out of here, dude. You're Youngstown State and you lose to fucking Yale, bro. Yale. Do you know how much
I didn't know that
advantage we have over a school like fucking Yale?
Yeah,
and we blew it. The only thing this school produces is football and engineers. That's all. That's all we produce. In one podcaster. Okay. We can't beat Yale.
I believe,
we've been getting ran by all the Dakota schools my whole fucking life, and now we lose to Yale, bro. Yale.
Pretty sure Slippery Rock is done. I'm checking there. I haven't really kept up with my college's football.
Sleepy Rock, a college?
Slippery Rock University,
Rock's a
bro.
small college in PA. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I did not know.
I
That's
went
where I
there
went.
for a party one time.
Oh, that's where you
Oh,
went. Jerry, sorry, I
It was
just
very
didn't know.
dark.
Yeah, that's
They
where I
had
went.
No street lights anywhere. Like,
Yeah, if you go to Slippery Rock, there's like 2 main party spots. It's either the Ivy or the Grove. Maybe if you go to South Rock. By the way, our mascot or our team name, I should. It's just Slippery Rock, the Rock. That is our team name.
is your mascot like a rock?
No,
Or
our
is it
mascot's
D-Rock?
our mascot is a lion. His
With-
name's
with
Rocky.
slide.
It used to be like a big like rock-ish looking creature, but now it's a lion.
But yeah, man, we lost the fucking Yale, bro. We might as well like just go to the Conference USA and stop trying to fucking play these Dakota schools.
They should.
I'm so fucking over it, man. I'm so over it. But yeah, we lost 28-point lead, bro. And by the way, we lost in regulation. I hate this school sometimes.
Yeah, Slippery Rock did not make the D2 playoffs this year. Other PSAC schools did, Kutztown and Cal U. So there's your, there's your
Right.
Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference coverage.
Cal U, Pennsylvania. Boy, I bet
Correct.
somebody was pissed.
We've got we got an Indiana, we got a Cal.
Oh yeah, Indiana, because it's an Indiana University, Purdue University.
No. That's a different one in Indiana. That's Indiana
Okay.
University, Purdue University of Indiana. This one's
Yeah.
just Indiana University of Pennsylvania, which is Slippery Rock's arch rival. I didn't think we'd get this much PSAC talking today.
I
but
know.
This is exciting.
Your arch rival. All right.
They are my arch rival, yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it was a bad week. Look, the Browns losing doesn't really affect me anymore, honestly.
No, draft pick, right?
Yeah, I'm like, well, you know, I watch a couple Dante Moore highlights. I watch a couple Fernando Mendoza highlights. I'm back, you know, and the Steelers lost. So I was good on Sunday. You know, that was good for me. The Cavs losing, it's basketball. I'm not going to freak out over one regular season game, but
Yeah,
why
I
are
mean,
you deciding to flush four national championships, all the culture they have, Tressel era, all down the fucking toilet to lose to Yale in 2 quarters of football. My God, take the names off the fucking jerseys again, bro. This is pathetic. Oh my goodness.
Okay, the 188 says an embarrassing performance by the Steelers. No ifs and buts about it. Tomlin has had a great run, but it's looking like it's.
By the way, I had to pay $13 to watch the game because you got to have ESPN Select to watch the game now, and they raised the price by double the price for none of the fucking function. Fuck everything about that Saturday, dude. Oh my God, that was awful. I paid $12 to watch my school shit themselves on not even national TV. It's just fucking
Regional ESPN app.
on regional ESPN television. You know what I mean? Like, golly. How far the guy on the TV who is a nice guy, Anthony Lima, was calling it the Ice Palace. It's the Ice Castle. It's bad, man. It's bad.
Ray Rack here said, by the way, Ray Rack, this is on you. This trend here was on you.
Nobody did.
Yeah. Has an entire division ever fired all their coaches at the same time?
I couldn't.
That would be kind of epic, though.
That would be pretty cool.
There's got to be a
John
Game
Harbaugh-
of Thrones reference in there somewhere, right? Like,
I didn't watch Game of Thrones. I don't
What?
know.
Game of Thrones is great. You should go watch it.
There's so many shows I just haven't watched. I'm just never gonna.
or a happening reference there somewhere for this. We call it somebody more clever than me. Come up with a fun nickname.
The Solvent 412. Shout out to you, man. Is there a bet for all AFC North teams for firing their head coach at the end?
What's over under 1.5 AFC North head coaches getting fired?
At this point, I'm going with the under.
Mm.
You want the under?
I think Stefanski is the only one.
I think that the best bet would be like Stefanski and Zach.
I think even if the Bengals go 1-4 and go 8-9, he can say, "I lost." Joe
No, I
Burrow
think
for most
I
of
think
it."
Ace is going to be disappointed because they're going to be like, well, the offense was good.
Yeah, and he has one more year in the deal. Let's play
And he
him
was
this
the
year.
first year defensive coordinator.
Yeah,
They very well could do that. They shouldn't, obviously.
The
And I think
Steelers-
that if Tomlin
not gonna
does
have
leave,
the
it's not going to be
balls.
firing. They're going to frame it in a way where they didn't fire him. He requested to move on or something like that. It won't be a firing.
Nah, the Steelers aren't going to have the balls to do it this offseason.
Oh, no. Yeah, we'll talk
I don't
about that.
think Harbaugh will get
Yeah.
fired. Ray
I
right
think
here
Harbaugh-
says
The Ravens won't have the balls to fire Tomlin.
they won't. Young State University did that all year. Big leads. They almost blew, and it finally caught up to them.
Yeah, but they were doing that against Missouri Valley schools, which again is like the FCS equivalent of the SEC. You don't expect to do this against fucking Yale.
Yeah.
Yale.
I knew Yale had a basketball team, but did not know they had a football team.
They are the original football team. Them, Princeton, and Harvard, right? Like,
really?
Like the
I
original
fully expect
football.
to see this on Bad Beats tonight after Monday Night Football.
Oh, yeah, we finally get national coverage.
Yeah.
We blew a
It's
35.
gonna be SVP and Stanford Steve just giggling as they watch Youngstown State just blow a 4
You know
touchdown
what,
lead.
man? I just that coach has lost like two of the most embarrassing games in school history. He lost that game, but more inexcusable. I think he lost to fucking Robert Morris one time or something, like Duquesne or one of those really small Pennsylvania schools. And I'm just like, hey, man,
Just one of the random Pittsburgh associations of college. There's so many colleges. in
we're
Pittsburgh,
so
by the
far
way.
away from the glory days of YSU. We're not even like Nebraska bad, dog, where we could be like, we won 4 national championships in the 90s. Like,
Right.
you know, we're fucking pathetic. We're losing to Yale now. Oh my God, bro. Like, if that means anything to anybody there anymore, bro, like, we got to move on. We got to make some moves. They'll tell me, oh, it's the portal's fault. You fuck out of here. It's Yale, bro. Yale. You lost to Yale. YSU is open enrollment and Yale is Yale. We can't beat them in football. Got beat by a bunch of fucking nerds. I can't stand it, dog. Like, this is one thing we do is fucking
Bunch
football.
of nerds.
Goodness gracious. We don't have any standards at this school, by the way, of who we let to play football. We let some dude, I'm not going to say it, but like we let a very infamous player play for YSU at one point. This is how low the standards are. If you
Who's
could
the
play
infamous
ball,
player?
you could go to YSU. And we can't beat Yale. Incredible. Incredible, bro. All this fucking money, we can't beat Yale. All this fucking money. Goodness gracious. Man, you lucky I ain't a booster.
By the way, you're talking. I'm surprised you're not.
No, bro.
Sliding the running back.
I'm not boosting nothing that loses to Robert Morris. Okay, like what?
You doing what that one booster in the
Look at what-
program did, just sliding the star running back envelope with a $50 bill in it after he gets like a 20-yard carry.
Like he has a $50,000 buyout. Okay, where do I donate? I'm tired of this.
Look, the 188 added salt here.
Okay, Luke Fickell is a fucking merchant. He got that 1 year off at Cincinnati, and he's been living off of it. He's been terrible at Wisconsin. Did he get fired yet?
Luke Fickell? I don't know.
Yeah, man. No more Luke Fickell merchants. They're just like they're one of these era of coaches who don't fucking believe in anything, just do nothing, try to go 8-8. I just can't stand it. Let's move on.
Yeah, no. Luke Fickle's still coaching. So the 188 says, Q, that Youngstown University lost.
Unfortunately,
Jesus
I know you
Lord.
know- I know this many people don't keep up with YSU football.
I did. Nightmare Kilo here says, Steelers and Ravens are so similar. Both teams and coaches only care to win the division and built to beat each other. What's the over on both get fired?
I don't think.
0.
Yeah.
0 on both at the 0 on both. One of them, who knows? Very low, 10%. Ray Rice says Q couldn't even talk his Ohio State ish since they won.
No, man, Ryan Day really beat the charges, bro. Like that's the crazy thing. Ryan Day really beat the accusations. I can't believe it. He beat every charge, every fraud charge. We were sitting here like he's never going to beat the charges. He cleared every one of those bitches in like 6 months. I hate it.
And then we have Ray Rice here saying, threw away an incredible season by
Bo Brungard.
Thank you. 3,230 yards passing, 26 touchdowns, 3 interceptions.
Damn,
bro.
bro.
That's a
Great
bunch of
year.
Congratulations
What?
to Bo Brungard. He did nothing here. He's going to be fantastic at Tulane or whatever the fuck G5 school he transfers to for his grad year. But yeah,
Damn.
get out of here, man. Just anybody with the future lead the program right now, bro. Like just
That's
transfer.
funny.
We're not there yet. We lost to Yale.
Those are mad numbers over there. Anyway,
Yeah, he can run the ball. He's a little short white dude. You know what I mean? He can run that boy.
Bo Brungard, exciting whites.
Yeah, he certainly is. Go look, seriously, look up his highlights. He's a fun little pinball guy to watch. He just be running. He be doing shit back.
So he looks like
we'll have to add that to the AFC North Talk line of exciting whites merch whenever they drop.
He looks like
Manziel. Does he look like Manziel?
No, not Manziel. He's built like he's a buff. He's like a little
So he's
buff.
stocky.
Yeah, he looked like a running back. Like it's like, oh man,
like
look,
Cam Scatterbo playing quarterback.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to search this
dude,
guy.
Bill Belichick, he's gonna get that man at North Carolina some way.
Oh yeah, I bet that's a good shout.
Got Bill Belichick written all over him. He's gonna play wide receiver for North Carolina.
Oh, he does look like a running back. Anyway, Q, since we've been talking about your misery or whatever, let's talk about the Browns for you real quick. Because if Shedeur has a pass over 10 yards, I get it all over my feed. I don't know why am I in the algorithm of Shedeur Sanders. Anything. Which it wasn't many, but any like 20 plus or 15 plus. Like he had the one for Fannin. And I kept showing me through all. I'm like, damn it.
Oh yeah.
We stop about the Fannin throw. The guy was wide open. Anyway. Q, what was your thoughts on this game?
No, it truly like anything Shedeur does versus anything Dylan Gabriel did in his offense. It's the Rick Ross Lizzo like empowering versus put a shirt on. Like, it'd be the same shit. And be like, oh man, look at him go, so inspirational. Like, Dylan Gabriel do the same thing. Put a shirt on, Dylan. He came in for one play. Shedeur got hurt in this game. Went out for one play. Dylan came in because he's the backup. Whole stadium booed him. I was like, what has this guy done? What has this guy done to deserve that? God. And I got people in chat defending it, by the way. I got Browns fans defending. This is okay. He didn't put up points. I'm like, we're booing this guy like he's Deshaun Watson. Worse than we booed Deshaun Watson, by the way. And
I always feel bad for
him. Nothing to nobody.
Just got drafted. And he happened to get drafted Shedeur behind him.
All he did was play before Shedeur. Shedeur's going to end up getting more starts than him this season. Like, what the fuck are we still mad at Dylan Gabriel for? Let it go. Let it go. Leave the little man alone, dog. It's over. Shedeur's a starter now. It's fine. Yeah, man, it's not good. The Browns offense continues to not put up points. I thought it was better in this game than the all 22 made it look. I looked at the all 22 earlier today. It was ugly, man. Like, there's no way around it. Look, I think Shedeur has a future in the NFL, but I've said this before. I think it's going to take a long time before we get to that future of him being an NFL starter. Like, he has a lot to fix in his game and a lot to learn, quite frankly. And it's more than you're going to learn in 6 games of reps or even a season in reps, right? He's going to continue to be a project. And I know we don't like to use that term on anybody who's not like 4.3 fucking fast, but the truth is anybody coming out of college should be considered a project unless they're like Andrew Luck. Okay?
Right.
Like, QB, right?
Yeah. Like it's a project, right? And I think we underestimate how much time pocket passers coming out of college take to go to the NFL. They take fucking forever to get good in the NFL, right? It takes like 3-4 years of reps for these guys to get good. So yeah, man, he looks, there's some promise there with Shedeur, but there's a lot of signs there that there's a lot of progress that needs to be made there, right? You could see with Jerry Jeudy and how frustrated he was on the sideline. And I know people are going to make a big deal of that because Jerry Jeudy's not very likable in the media. There's a lot going up against him, and he hasn't been very good this year. But, I mean, I watched the tape, and I was like, Jerry got a point. There's like 4 times where it's like he should be the first read. He's wide open immediately. There's nothing to not like about his route.
There was that one seam shot at the beginning of the game where he gets behind the defense, and Shedeur just like bullets it 10 yards over his head. So,
yeah, clean pocket. You got to get the ball. There's multiple reasons why he would be upset. And I don't think Jerry's like frustration is necessarily exclusive to Shedeur. I think it's just about him dealing with rookie quarterbacks all fucking year, right? And there being no end in sight. When you trade Joe Flacco, you don't have to explain that to me because I'm gonna benefit as a fan from you getting that 5th round pick for what is a dead season. Who gives a fuck? You trade Joe Flacco. We weren't gonna win that many games with them. But the people that does matter to is the Jerry Judys and the David Njokus of the world who have been very frustrated this year. And I understand why, right? Like there's yards that are there for them to get that they're not getting because they don't have a veteran quarterback in there. And that's super unfortunate for them. That all being said, we'll see Shedeur for the rest of the month. And honestly, I don't have much analysis about this game. The 49ers are better than us. The Browns did not capitalize on multiple opportunities to score points. Maybe they could have won this game, but they're a better football team. Also, special teams, hot garbage. Bubba Ventrone, never hire him. He's terrible. Don't want to deal with it anymore. And also, Browns fans, stop telling me we should hire Mike Tomlin to fix the fucking offense. Are you insane?
I think you should. I think they really should. I'll say it right now. I'll say this. I'll put it on front of a screen. Should Mike Tomlin actually get fired in a weird world? I hope he goes to the Browns. I hope so because I know. All right, he'll stabilize them, but that ceiling's low, bub. Ceiling is low.
Are you sure? Because he might make our defense worse.
That's fine. It'll somehow still even out. They'll win a couple bullshit games.
He's definitely gonna be like, we don't need a quarterback.
It's a Mike Tomlin game.
Russell Wilson.
He'll bring back Joe Flacco for a 3rd time in Cleveland. That way he doesn't have to play him again.
Yeah, I need this season to end. That's really it. We get to evaluate Shedeur, and I think this month's going to be important because you get to get a good look at Shedeur, see where his progress is going to be at, and then you also get a good look at the quarterback class coming out. Right, Dante Moore is going to be in the CFP. You get Fernando Mendoza in the Big Ten championship game, and potentially against. In the CFP, even though if I'm Indiana, I don't know how hard I want to go in that Big Ten championship game. I know they haven't won it in a while, but you're injured very heavily. I don't know, man. I might just be like, hey, bro, fuck it. Ohio State could get it, bro.
Do they make the playoff if they lose?
Yeah, they're the number 2 team in the country that haven't lost a game yet, right?
And against number 1 losing.
Yeah, they'll find. They'll make it. They'll make it. They're gonna put in fucking Ole Miss over them. They have no coach. Alabama might make it if they lose the SEC championship now. You're also going to get Ty Simpson in the SEC championship game too, maybe even in the playoffs if they win. It's going to be an important month for the quarterback conversation. I think the foundation of what we're going to be arguing about all summer is going to be built here in December. But if you're asking me, did I see anything in that game that made me even rethink about taking a quarterback if he's there with our pick? No. I'm still where I'm at with that. And there's not really much he can do in 3 games to really move me off of that. The real thing for Shedeur is if they're not in that top 5 conversation, can he then tone down the amount of aggressiveness the Browns have about looking for a solution there? The Browns aren't that good. Their defense is great. Mason Graham's playing well, but offense continues to be a struggle. Quinshaw Judkins and Dylan Sampson, when they actually get a real offensive line in front of them, are going to be a very tough tandem to stop. Earl Fan is going to be really good if the Browns ever get a good quarterback in there. But right now, they have issues that are just bigger than the position itself, and that's going to continue for the rest of the year. They're not going to be guaranteed to win against anybody. They play the Titans next week. They should be able to win that game, but who fucking knows? We lost to the Jets when they had 1 win and traded Sauce Gardner. And had 14 yards to receivers? We're not better. Okay. We're not better than losing that game. My big concern overall with Shedeur though is this. There's too many times I look at his tape and I wonder, well, what the fuck was he looking at? And look, might be a reason for that, right? That was the same thing we said with Dylan Gabriel, same thing we said at times with Joe Flacco. But this one's a little different, right? There are times where I'm like, there are pre-snap indicators. And I'm like, I don't know why he's looking there. There was one play last week that flew under the radar because he made the nice throw to Isaiah Bond where the Browns drew up. It's one of those plays, Jared, where you have an alert slant on one side, and then on the other side, you have a very obvious screen, right? So it's basically alert. If you get the look there, go to the slant, and in there. Shedeur drops back like it's a normal play. And I'm like, how does that happen? You know? So yeah, there's some mysteries there that need to be solved there with Shedeur. And I think that's going to be a mystery. It's going to take more time than the Browns have, quite frankly, at quarterback. So, that's it.
I'll read off the absolutely like hilarious parlay I had for this game that did hit.
By the way, Myles Garrett's sack record chase is the only thing I got going for the rest of the year, man. I'm counting that more than wins, dude.
I've grown to just root for Myles Garrett at this point. Yeah, good player. That's putting it very lightly. That's like saying Michael Jordan was pretty. Michael Jordan was all right at basketball.
He's doing this at 272 pounds. I'm like, ooh, I got news for you. He hasn't been 272 in like 3 years.
He's like such a just special. Is still not a strong enough word for what he's doing, man. So good for him. It's fun to watch. The parlay that I put together. So I went alternate under 39.5. Nice. Just because anytime I do a parlay, I always go alternate under. And then I did Judkins 50 plus yards, but it was still not quite plus money. It was like minus like 120. So I was like, all right, what can I do? Like just pushes it to plus money. And then I'll throw like $100 on it to win, like an extra 100. So for some reason, Jerry Jeudy 5 or more receiving yards was an option. I was like, yeah, I'll take that. And so bet 80 to win 180.
Nice.
Yeah, so that was good. That's all I cared about for this game. I was watching it very intently, just be like, all right, get Jerry Jeudy catch. There it is. And everybody stop fucking scoring. That's all I need. So
the Browns did you a solid.
They did. I had a really good week of betting.
In there, but then they got behind the sticks.
Had a 30-1 college football parlay hit on Saturday. It was a good week.
That pay pretty good.
I mean, I only threw a tenner on it, so I only got 300 in return, but still.
Only.
Well, I mean,
return.
And then Sunday we were plus 400 on the day, so it was a good weekend.
Damn. Okay. Well, let's talk about to finish your weekend with the Steelers.
That was a bad day. that was a bad way to wrap everything up. But the money.
The funny thing here, Jared, is that the Bills opened this game up completely on bullshit.
Their first drive,
one of those games.
Their first drive. So they do. Hey, look, you guys know I watch both these teams pretty closely. I covered Buffalo pretty heavily for Sporting News. Big Josh fan. That's not a secret. So they opened the game. The Bills did offensively with an 18-yard rush right from the jump from James Cook. So as soon as I see that, I'm like, all right. I talked about it on Believe in Steelers going into the game. There was a game a couple years ago where James Cook was against Dallas. They ran for, I think, 280 or 260 yards on the ground against Dallas. Allen only threw the ball 15 times because they were just running all over Dallas. My prediction for the game was that, all right, they're going to do something similar there where Josh isn't going to throw the ball a bunch of times. They're just going to lean on the run game and be able to do so because the Steelers can't stop the run. And right away, when you see James Cook bust one open for 18 yards on the first play from scrimmage, it felt like it was over. But then they do the dumb Khalil Shakir screen pass shit that doesn't work. Brandon Echols makes a nice play on that. Brandon Echols is like one of like the 3 Steelers who played worth a shit on Sunday. He actually had a nice game. Brandon Echols picks off Josh Allen, undercuts a slant that was intended for Gabe Davis. The Steelers, as they do, didn't do anything with it. But yeah, it started off. The game went into halftime. I think Pittsburgh was winning only 7-3. Like both offenses were god awful. And then 10 seconds into the second half, Joey Bosa like assaults a senior citizen, and Aaron Rodgers fumbles the ball. Christian Benford returns it for a touchdown. Aaron's banged up. He's bleeding from the nose. Mason Rudolph comes in for a drive, throws a helium balloon to Christian Benford, who picks it off. And yeah, that was basically the game. Nothing that I can say today, guys, is anything that I haven't said before. Like I'm very much I'm just tired of saying the same things over and over again, saying it year after year. It certainly isn't the first year I've said it. Certainly isn't the first show that I've talked about it. Like, it's got to admit when things are at its end, man. The Tomlin thing, like, you just got to move on. I'm not going to yell. I'm not going to get angry. I'm past angry. I'm just tired. I want to root for something new. I want to have something to look forward to. I don't have anything to look forward to with the Steelers. And this collapse isn't new. They've lost 5 of 7. Last year, they lost 5 in a row to end the season after being 10-3. 2020, they were 11-0, lost 4 of the last 5, including the Cleveland playoffs. 2018, they were 7-2-1, didn't make the playoffs. You can go all up 2009. They were 6-2 and didn't make the playoffs. Like, this isn't new, man.
Is this the year you guys go under?
I don't know. Like,
I think the Ravens might save them from that if Lamar.
Yeah, like genuinely, because they've been in like worse situations than this, where it was 2023, they were 6-7 or 7-7, and then they won their last 3. So, like, I would say yes, but I think they'll split at worst with Baltimore. I think that they'll still beat Miami. I know that, Miami's had a few wins over teams that aren't worth a shit. Like, they just beat the Saints by a score, and everybody's like, oh, look out for the Dolphins. They're 5-7. Who gives a fuck? They suck. So, like, I think they'll win at least one against Baltimore. I think that they'll win. They'll beat Miami. So that'll get them to 8. And then it just comes down to, can they beat Cleveland on the road? And if they can't do that, then they got to beat Detroit on the road. So
it'd be hilarious if Cleveland was the one that make you not.
You know what? That would be very funny, because
is this Abdul Carter report real?
What Abdul Carter report?
Search Abdul Carter on Twitter right now.
All right. Here, brief pause here on AFC. Now I got to know what's happening. Is it? Are we getting like NFL Central type posts now?
I don't know. It's Wesley Steinberg. I don't know if this is a real...
Oh, no. He's fake. He's fake.
He's fake? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do want to see what he said. We'll miss the first drive tonight. Display reason for getting...
Don't say it out loud.
No, that's definitely fake, but it's funny. For sure, not real.
Okay.
So what was I talking? Oh, yeah. Mike Tomlin. It's been over. I do think, like, last year before, whatever, like, I would say these things, but at the end, like, I knew he was going to be there. This is the first time I genuinely feel like a change could come. And it's not that they're going to fire him. Like I said earlier in the show, if they do move on from him, it'll be orchestrated and, put out in a way. It was like, it's a mutual parting of ways. We're going to send him to a team that, gives him the opportunity for a fresh start, or he'll just take a year off like Sean Payton. He'll resign and then come out of retirement after a year off, and then they'll trade him somewhere. But I do think that there is an actual realistic chance that this is finally where it ends, because you have, like, fan outcry is as loud as it's been in my lifetime.
Yeah, you've been saying it's been like 70-30 or 80-20, and I have not believed you. And then I heard them chant it, and I was like, wow.
That's the first time I've ever heard that.
Yeah,
it's not the fire Tomlin chants. They're booing Renegade. Renegade sucks, by the way. Like, enough of that. It's overdone.
Thank you, Jay. I've been fighting that war for like 5 years now.
I like the song itself. Like, I think like Hangman Page coming out to Renegade would actually kind of fucking rule. But in terms of like the Steelers doing it it's just stupid. Like, get rid of it.
It's not a good enough song to do every fourth quarter.
No, I think it's dumb.
And it don't fit the vibe of a fourth quarter song. I thought it was gonna be some shit like did it play? I'm like, what the fuck is this?
What do you want them to do? Play Chris Benoit's theme song before? That would be kind of fun, wouldn't it?
I've been saying this. The Browns defense needs to be introduced as the Hurt Syndicate. Like, they just need
that dude. Don't try to make me a Browns fan, because if they came out to we hurt people, I'd be like, fuck, that's cool.
If they do that and you trade for Tua, I think we can.
Oh, you know what? I might be considering. So, by the way, there's another subplot to this game. Josh Allen and Cam Hayward are like jawing at one another like throughout the entirety of like the second half. And then afterwards, after the game's over, Cam said that Josh like kneed him or kicked him in the stomach.
Oh, yeah.
One of the Bills reporter, I do want to give like actual credit here, because I did. Jenna Cottrell in Buffalo tweeted out like a really good angle from like the first skirmish and whatnot. And he doesn't get kicked. He doesn't get kneed. He doesn't do anything. I think Cam Hayward's just a giant baby. I'm not a Cam Hayward.
He's got
guy.
Babies to feed,
I'm not a Cam Hayward guy whatsoever. The day that he's not a Steeler anymore, I will not shed a tear. I'm ready for him to be gone.
Oh, did you see what Shelby Harris said about Jawan?
Yeah. That was funny.
Are you aware?
That was funny. That was good.
He called him. He said, "I want this known."
He's a hoe, and I want it known.
Yeah.
And I can see why you got punched in the nuts.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is like, wow. How much do you have to hate a grown ass man
Right.
to say, nah, I can see why somebody would punch you in the nuts. Like, that's crazy.
Somebody in my comments for Behind the Steel Curtain, go read, everybody. We had great numbers over the last 8 months since I took over, and I'm very proud of it. Somebody in the comments after the staff predictions ahead of this game was commenting how I'm not positive enough. I don't drink the Kool-Aid enough. To which I replied, well, respectfully, it's not my job to drink the Kool-Aid and be positive. It's my job to be, objective about the team, and they're just objectively not good, man.
And also, the Kool-Aid sucks.
Yeah, the Kool-Aid doesn't taste good right now. It tastes like ass. Somebody pissed the Kool-Aid.
The past couple of weeks, Jared, I've been seeing that Gainwell is getting
Kenneth Gainwell.
Well, yeah, it almost seems like he's becoming more RB1 than
yeah, it certainly
Warren.
Feels that way.
Right.
And here's the thing. I've said this before. I got nothing against Kenneth Gainwell. He actually does pretty well when he's in there. He made a catch in this game where it was on top of his toe when he caught it one-handed and, got a nice gain out of it. Kenneth Gainwell's a fine player. It's just Jalen Warren's better. And for some reason, I think that Arthur Smith and Mike Tomlin hate Jalen Warren.
They have to because
I don't know what he did.
Right? I don't know either. I think he's a good running back. Pat Quinn got hurt this game, right?
Hurt his hip.
Is he
sucks for
PQ.
And then PQ.
I know you lost the left tackle too.
Broderick Jones potentially done for the year. He didn't play in this game. Andrews Pete did fine. There was only one sack allowed. But when it comes to running the ball, they couldn't do anything. And the fact that you couldn't run against a bad Bills rush defense, that's concerning. Bills have allowed 190 or more yards on the ground 3 times this year. The Steelers couldn't even muster 100. The Steelers finished the game with 166 yards of total offense. That's impressively bad. And with Aaron, I love Aaron, genuinely, one of my favorite players ever. Was really happy when he signed here. It's just,
it looks done.
It's done, bud. And that's okay. I don't know if he's not actually hurt again. It's still just the wrist. He's playing with a cast on, bloodied his nose. It's cold.
You saw that picture that they had of him in the sidelines. He was all bundled up. All you can see was the
nose taped up.
All you can see was this part. And I'm like, man, you look like an old person.
And up. I watched that and I was like, I don't know if he's going to play next year, but he's definitely going to wait till late July to tell us.
I think that this has been enough for him to be had a great career. I'm kind of done. I think that he's proven he proved what he set out to prove. Is that I could still play a little bit. The Jets years weren't, on me per se. And anybody who's blaming Aaron for the Steelers being 6-6 right now, Aaron's far from perfect in terms of his play. He's not the 4-time MVP that he used to be. Aaron is far down the list of things wrong with Pittsburgh right now. The fact that they didn't put any weapons around him worth a piss is a problem. He finally said something relatively controversial after the game where he kind of called out Jonnu Smith for not knowing what to do. And look, good. Somebody needs to call out this fucking shit show. I'm glad that somebody is. So yeah, sometimes Aaron he's gonna, we're gonna see cranky Aaron. Right now is a good time to see cranky Aaron. He deserves to be cranky. It's very much the CM Punk where it's I'm old, I'm hurt, I'm fucking tired, and I work with fucking children. Right now, yeah, I get it, dude. So he's far down the list of things wrong with the Steelers. Tara Lawson's the worst defensive coordinator in football. Mike Tomlin needs to go. This is not anything new. You guys could if you just wanted to listen to this, you could just find my segments from the last 8 weeks of all the losses. And I say the same shit. And you can go back, even before I was on the show, but if you find anything I was doing before in 2023, 2020, I'm saying the same things. This isn't new. And I've said this a lot recently. I wish I was mad because it was uncharacteristic of the Steelers. I'm mad because it's characteristic of the Steelers at this point. This is what they do. This is who they are.
So how will you feel, and Q, you can add to this, if at the end of the year you guys do fire Tomlin or let him go, whatever, and then here comes Kingsbury with Murray or Tua as your QB?
I mean, I wouldn't love any of that.
Murray as much, right?
No, but then Tua.
If they get Cliff and Kyler and run that, fuck it, why not? See how that goes. At least it's something new. I don't think it'll work. but I'd be happy with something new. My dream is that they would hire either Clint Kubiak, Brian Flores, Jesse Minter, Josh Grizzard. I think is kind of a year away from being like a real like head coach candidate. But if they did that, okay, at least he's an offensive minded guy. There's plenty of names that they could look at before Cliff. I just don't think Cliff is a head coach in the NFL. I think he's a good coordinator.
Is that the Browns and Steelers swap coaches and just do the same?
That would be funny. Genuinely very funny.
Can you imagine if the Ravens fire Harbaugh, you guys get Harbaugh?
No, they wouldn't hire Harbaugh. Harbaugh is not how they like the role, but like Stefanski, they can control a little bit more. Yeah.
There's plenty of names that they could look at in terms of
Stefanski has proven that he is willing to shovel shit. Like, I feel bad for Stefanski. He's gonna get fired. He's been shit shoveler in chief because nobody's had to shovel more shit in this organization than this.
Kevin Stefanski, when it comes to like being a fall guy, it's like when you see like a big like a fatal 4-way match and you see like Lindsay Dorado's in this match. All right, I know who's eating the pin.
It's like when Hook was in that championship match.
Yeah, it's like, all right, who's pinning Hook to win this match?
You're like, okay, this is who's going to eat the finish.
Yeah. Haslam has just spent the last 3 years pinning Stefanski in the biggest moments.
He's just
poor Kevin.
Shit. He's dealt with it gracefully. Like he's almost coached his way out of it. But yeah, man. Oh, like he's going to probably not have nice things to say if he gets fired from Cleveland this year in his future. And I would
love for him to write a book about the last few years.
Deserve to say whatever the fuck they want to.
For sure.
So Key, what do you thought about this game?
Yeah, I mean, this was interesting because this was like also on the one side, it's the same stuff that kind of frustrates you with the Bills, where it's like they kind of played with their food for a little bit longer than they really should have. And like usually when a team's doing that against Pittsburgh, that's a problem for them because Pittsburgh kind of hangs around and they're annoying, but they just can't do it anymore. Like they're not really capable up the same level of voodoo magic that they've been capable of the last couple of years for whatever reason. And I feel bad for Aaron Rodgers because he's legitimately played fine since he's left the Green Bay Packers. Yeah. He just keeps going to places where they're about to hit the breaking point.
Like, he's gone. His 2 stops since leaving the Packers have been at Alcatraz and Chernobyl at this point. Like, Jesus Christ, bud.
He thinks, I'm going to go somewhere safe. It's not going to explode. Let's go to Pittsburgh, right? Yeah. Mike Tomlin, he's going to be there forever. He goes to Pittsburgh for the stability because they're never going to chant Mike Tomlin needs to be fired in the fucking stands. And he goes to Pittsburgh and they're about to fire Mike Tomlin. Like, what can you do at this point?
He wanted to go to Minnesota. Minnesota didn't want him.
Who, Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah, in the offseason.
I bet they wish that they did that right now.
Yeah.
Oh my God, do they wish they would have done that right now? Because they're dealing with 9 and worse than
I don't even know that.
Max Brosmer.
They were saying that the QBR for those two had been like 31 or 32, and they were saying if you take the ball and spike it in every play, you get a 34.9 QBR, and they were under that.
To be fair, that's kind of fucked.
Yeah, I mean, there's probably something wrong with your equation there if that's what you can do.
Yeah,
but
well, it's like your quarterback rating. I think it's like, yeah, that's kind of fucked. But it's because I think they did the same thing like Shedeur because he had a bad quarterback rating or something like that. But I'm like, hey, he wasn't that bad. Yeah, it's just not great for Pittsburgh. And look, the problems for Pittsburgh have been the same problems. And I think Jared has brought that up countless times. Here's another thing I would add to it. These problems keep getting slightly worse every year.
And new problems keep getting added onto it too. Like you could bank on TJ Watt bailing you out of a couple games. TJ Watt's a ghost, man. The Bills were starting their 2 backup tackles. Deion Dawkins and Spencer Brown didn't play. The Steelers had this many sacks. 0. Big goose egg. Nothing. TJ Watt, $41 million a year.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Joey both
$41 million a year for TJ Watt did fuck all. Alex Highsmith did fuck all. Nick Herbig had 2 tackles for loss. That was good.
Your boy.
My boy. But genuinely, I'm not even trying to be funny here. After this season, you move on from Tomlin. If you can trade him and he waives his no trade clause, you could trade him to the Giants or the Titans.
He has a no trade clause?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
So if he waives that and you want to get rid of him and he agrees to it, you can send him somewhere. Cool. You get something for him, or if he just resigns, whatever. But in terms of players you got to get rid of, you got to trade TJ Watt. You got to trade Alex Highsmith. You got to probably trade Jalen Ramsey. Like, you got to get all these big money contracts off your books. Understand you're going to eat some dead cap and whatnot, but you got to move all these players, get whatever you can for them. You should have done it 2 years ago and gotten a better haul and just restarted then. But now you just got to try to shovel the shit and get whatever you can. If you can get something for Cam Hayward because he's still playing fine, you can get a day 3 pick for him from a team that could, put him in the rotation. Cool. But you got to get rid of these guys and you got to start new, because waiting this long and hoping, slamming some, what is it? That meme where there's like something leaking, you just slap on the Flex Seal. Like, okay, you can't do that forever, man. And they should have ripped off the Band-Aid probably 2-3 years ago. They should have ripped off the Band-Aid certainly after 2024. They didn't. And, now they're reaping what they sowed. So I do worry, though, that Art Rooney's fear of, non-losing seasons is greater than his want to win, and his, for some reason, big fear of life after Mike Tomlin is going to overtake any sort of like want that he has to improve and play winning football. Because
say hello to head coach Terrell Austin.
Pigs will fly out of my ass before that happens.
It's like, they're like, we're going to change some things. We're going to promote Mike Tomlin to general manager, Omar Khan to football ops president, and then we're going to make Terrell Austin the head coach of your Pittsburgh Steelers.
There's a lot of guys I would love to have.
We're firing the one guy who actually was decent at his job. Let's fire FedEx boy.
That's the thing. Like, I've seen a lot of people pissed off about Art. And like, Art didn't call a great game yesterday against Buffalo. The Steelers offense is like middle of the pack when it comes to efficiency. They're averaging north of 25 points a game. Like, Steelers fans, we were begging for just mediocre offenses for 3 years with Canada. Art's come in. You look at the shit that he has around him that he's trying to turn into an actual NFL offense. The fact that they're scoring as much as they have throughout the season, the fact that they've been like efficient at one point, like through like 8 weeks, they were a top 10 team in efficiency. Same thing with Aaron. Is Art perfect? No, but he is far down the list of things wrong with this team right now, man. I will defend Arthur Smith because he's done a good job with the app. He's the definition of turning chicken shit into chicken salad. Like, it may not be like a 5-star chicken salad, but it's palatable and you'll swallow it and be like, all right, considering what the ingredients he had to work with, this is pretty okay.
Yeah, it's like one of those like outdoor survival kits where it's like it turns into water. It's like, it's not good water, but it's salable.
What I couldn't understand in this game was the fact that they didn't have no answer for the run. Like they were so concerned with Josh Allen running when he ran, he still ran. Yeah, that
need to see
bounce out.
You need to see the screenshot of a formation that they had. I'm actually just going to put it on screen right now. This is bizarre.
The bounce out for the running back was there every game.
This is not a meme. This is not altered. This is an actual factual formation that the Steelers defense came out in here. Let me put it up to my camera.
We'll be closer and we'll be down.
Everybody on the left?
Oh, that's a defensive formation? I thought that was offense because it looks like
no, that's
looks like he's going to go for it on fourth down.
Let's see. That is 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 guys that aren't defensive linemen just stacked to the left. PQ is the only guy in the middle of the formation. You got 2 down linemen.
And
it's no wonder James Cook ran for damn near 200 yards. I know. By the way, the Bills broke the record for rushing yards at Acrisure Stadium. They had 249 rushing yards.
They couldn't stop them. They couldn't stop. That was surprising for me. They cannot stop the run.
If you've watched the Steelers this year, it's not surprising. They're not a good run defense. And Derek Harmon didn't play, which certainly didn't help because he's been good.
He's been great.
Yeah, man, you got to get rid of all these big money contracts, trade everybody, move on from Mike Tomlin. You got to rip the Band-Aid off. You got to do it to an extreme degree next year.
Okay, we have a couple super chats and thank you. I'll go for your final. We'll bet Youngstown State will lose.
We're not losing to
this is a fun bit, genuinely.
right here.
People.
I feel bad for Malik Collins. He was legit one of the best.
That does suck. I do feel bad for him.
This season. Hope he can bounce back next year.
Yeah, and apparently he had fucking Jawan Jennings saying outrageous stuff during that whole ordeal. Because Miles is like, yeah, it doesn't belong in the game. And again, Shelby Harris, who's as nice as the guys I've ever met in the NFL, and he said, he's a hoe. I want it known.
Yeah.
And I see why you get punched in the nuts. And if you get punched in the face, not going to shed a tear because you have it coming. Hey, that is old man hate for sure.
Yeah. I agree. I laughed when I saw that quote. At first I thought it was fake. So I was like, this is odd. And then I saw the video.
That shit was like, you ever see somebody piss off their grandparents? Like, they're like, you know what? You don't want to listen? All right. Like, I ain't gonna be crying.
Ray Rack here says, Jared, Penn State main target for head coach apparently is Bias?
BYU. Yeah, no, that's at this point they should have just kept James Franklin, because all firing James Franklin has done is got other coaches big money to stay where they are.
Mm-hmm.
Penn State again. They are the intercontinental champion of college football. All they do is
they're the upper mid card. They will never be a main event talent.
Yeah, but it's like every time you're like, we're gonna make a big move, we're gonna make a big splash. It's like, oh, don't embarrass yourself, Penn State. You're about to hire Rich Rodriguez or some shit like that.
Can you imagine if they go with Ryan Kelly?
Lord.
Yeah, you're gonna hire somebody who was a big time coach in
douche canoe.
2012. Like, that's what's about to happen.
Yeah, great.
Maybe
I saw somebody, speaking of like, I saw somebody tweet about the Steelers where it's like, all right, we know how this is going to go. Mike Tomlin's going to say something outrageous, talking about like, oh, we're going to butter these shrimp, and then they're going to sign a Pro Bowler from 2018 to their practice squad. Yeah, probably.
I like shopping.
Yeah, right.
Can Tomlin go to college and then he goes to Penn State so you can keep having the Tomlin experience?
I'm not like super duper invested in Penn State. Like I like Penn State. I'm a Penn State fan. I'm a Penn State fan and whatnot. Like I care. Like I want them to do good, but I'm not like die hard invested where it's gonna like impact like how I sleep or like make me angry.
Let's
Okay.
see.
Cute.
Maybe Penn State hires Ed Orgeron.
I like
would be
that.
The weirdest fit of all time.
Oh yeah, no, he just felt like LSU because he
talks like the state of Louisiana.
Yeah. If the state of Louisiana had a mascot, it would be Ed Orgeron.
If Tony's chicken seasoning could talk, it would sound like fucking Ed Orgeron. That's what it would sound like. Like
they could hire Gruden. I'd be at least entertained by that.
What, Penn State?
Yeah.
They're not going to be able to hire Gruden.
You don't think so?
No, Gruden doesn't come out of retirement for the Penn State job.
Wait, but he would come out of retirement for the USF job?
Yeah, but I'm saying like it's low profile USF, right? Nobody's gonna give a fuck. You take
How's that low profile?
Well, I'm saying like it's just like it's in that goal.
I thought you meant Penn State was low profile.
No, I'm saying USF is like, okay, who gives a fuck? Right? You know, you have a hot year, cool. If you win 4 games, nobody's gonna fucking cover it. You're mid at Penn State. That's like, oh, you see, John Gruden's cooked. You know, there's too many people engaged there, right? Like, you know, he's trying to run a podcast brand at the end of the day. Nobody's gonna listen to the fucking podcast. They think you don't know what the fuck you're talking about because they're watching you coach. USF, you do whatever the fuck you want.
You go 7-5 at USF.
Yeah. You get to a bowl game at USF. Hey man, look at Gruden. He still knows what he's doing.
Yeah, you get to go to the I don't know, the Scott's Toilet Paper Bowl or wherever the fuck they play against UConn.
Has been doing at Penn State for the last 20 years, and they're gonna talk about you like you don't know a fucking X from O.
Right.
Okay?
If you take USF to the dude wipe your asshole bowl against UConn and you win, then cool.
Yeah, you win a Pop-Tarts bowl at USF. You're a fucking legend, dude. Straight up.
What is the trophy for that look like? Is it just like a toaster?
It's a big ass Pop-Tart, right? Like, you know what it is. Then you eat the Pop-Tart mascot.
Right.
Or you get the Duke Mayo Bowl. If you beat North Carolina in a fucking Mayo Bowl, you're a champion in the Group 5. Yeah. It's not like Big Ten, you got to beat Ohio State, and you one of them schools that play them all the time. Oh, hell no.
You see Gruden on the sideline of Penn State. As soon as I get down 10, he's like, fuck.
You see, here's the taboo of Penn State's job. If you're good enough to take the job at Penn State, you're probably good enough to get a better job. like straight up.
Yeah, that is the unfortunate truth.
Yeah, it's like you're good enough to get the job at Penn State. You could probably get the job at Michigan if you wait a couple years.
Yeah, probably.
Better job.
Well,
it's tough.
I think that's it. I
Y'all
think
gotta
that's
just hire
it.
up and comers, man. Y'all gotta stop. Y'all gotta give up on the big names. Just be like, oh, this guy can recruit.
They gotta get. Look, at this point, like I think that like taking a swing at Cliff would be kind of fun.
Cliff Kingsbury.
Yeah, why not?
For college or
Hey,
for
man,
Penn State?
what's he gonna do? What's gonna be worse? He's gonna do exactly what he did at Texas Tech at worse.
Probably.
And that's Penn State.
Yeah.
Like,
He's gonna try to bring the air raid to the Big Ten, and I would love to see it. That would be very funny.
This year they're adding those Pac-12 schools.
Jared doesn't know how much you like Cliff.
Oh no, I hate Cliff Kingsbury. Yeah, I think he's the most overrated coach of all time. But
oh, he's certainly fallen up a lot in his career.
Oh yeah, nobody falls up more than him. But yeah,
he'll be able to milk this Jane Daniels thing though into another head job somewhere, whether that be pros or coach or college.
Yeah, I mean, he almost beat Denver last night with Marcus Mariota, and Marcus Mariota is like watching a PS1 remake of fucking Jalen Hurts. It's like, oh, wow, this is what if Jalen Hurts was as bad as Twitter says he is. Yo, he's Marcus Mariota. Like, it's like you ever watch a game in development and you're like, oh, it looks way different from when they released it. That's like Marcus Mariota and then Jalen Hurts. It's like, oh shit, this game could be buggier.
I thought Denver was gonna clamp them.
Nah, yeah, Marcus Mariota is interesting.
That interception that Bo Nix threw to Wagner.
Oh, that came off of 3 minutes of Chris Collinsworth just glazing Bo Nix. Yeah. Hey, man, I don't understand why people don't like Bo Nix. Oh, he's so good.
And then he threw a pass that looked like it was intended for Bobby Wagner.
There is no Denver player in that.
He's got the field vision of Stevie Wonder. Jesus Christ.
Got caught saying, oh, shit, when it hit him. Yeah.
Bobby was probably just standing there like, all right, he's not going to throw this, but I'll at least take a oh, fuck, he's throwing it.
Bobby Wagner looks surprised.
I'm like, we're gonna watch Bo Nix for 10 years and never know if he's good or not.
No, like I said, he's Andy Dalton
in the Jimmy Garoppolo, fucking Derek Carr bag of.
Yeah,
I think they're bad, but they keep doing stuff that like doesn't justify them being as bad as I think they are.
Yeah, I know. Like, I'll raise my hand. I thought he was going to be like complete unplayable dog shit. So he's not that. He's certainly eclipsed my expectations in that role. But like, yeah, he's like Andy Dalton, Derek Carr in that realm of guy. Yeah.
Yeah, he's
by the way, Gray Jones, if Cliff is the Browns head coach, Q might die.
Oh, dude. Me and Q might both have to find new teams after this year.
Cliff Kingsbury's the head coach, and he's like, you know who I like? John Mateer in the second round. So you fucking hate me. Cool.
There was a bunch of Steelers fans who were on board the Mateer train for a little bit. I mean, they probably still are. I also am not going to pretend to be a college football savant to know how good or bad John Mateer is.
I mean, like, if you haven't watched John Mateer since, the summertime, I think you probably have a pretty good opinion of John Mateer. But if you watch John Mateer the last couple of months,
they squeaked by LSU, right?
Huh? They did 17-13.
Yeah, it wasn't the offense, buddy.
And LSU had no offense.
Yeah. I think it's a bad thing when an NFL quarterback doesn't really have a great offense, but hey, it is what it is.
Okay, well, with that note, we're gonna leave it there. We're coming back this week previewing Week 13. Big AFC North matchup in that Week 13. So until then, take it easy, guys. Peace out.